Hey, what's going on? My goodness, I don't even know what the fuck day it is. I think it's Tuesday, but I'm not 100% sure. Every day is just the same. In a good way. Every day is beautiful. My goodness. So, right now, I'm still going over the China study right now, and I'm seeing some really cool stuff. They're just talking about milk and autoimmune disorders and so forth, and how children, I believe they said of 3 months or younger, who are introduced to cow's milk, don't fully digest it, and then it gets inside of their bloodstream, and then their body attacks their pancreas and gives them type 1 diabetes at a young age. So there's a huge correlation with giving your child milk at a young age. And they also even are suggesting that in a full-grown adult, there's a huge link between cow's milk and the likelihood of you getting colon or rectal cancer. So that's pretty exciting, right? I still like milk inside of my coffee and so forth. I think dairy, whenever I heard of people going like vegan or whatever, I was just like, okay, what the fuck? I mean, it's just like, you don't eat the meat, that's already cool. Why the fuck do you need to get rid of the dairy? Well, I'm starting to find out why you need to get rid of the dairy. Not that necessarily those people are doing it because they know that, more or less, and it was just a fad for them and their friends. Or they just are doing it because they think it's right and they have no fucking clue. But yeah, no, there's some serious shit with milk. In the body's way that it tries to process it and breaks it down. It even said inside of the book that one of the reasons that people, or one of the reasons why you're not likely to find this is an article talking about like the increased rate of risk is because it would put the state of the United States into a state of panic, and that would be obviously detrimental to the economy and among other things. I mean, that's your typical bullshit someone will be saying, like, oh, they don't want you to know because they're gonna not get as much money. Fucking I don't know, that's my who the fuck knows what impersonation that is. But it's a serious thing, and there's a lot of interesting studies in finding out. And I didn't know something about the immune system. So we probably all have a general understanding of how the immune system works, but just to put it in perspective, when an antigen goes inside of the body, which I'm not really too sure what the difference between an antigen and a pathogen would be. I know that a pathogen would be coming from the outside. It's like an outside invader, but maybe that's more infectious or more of a disease. Either way, when they get inside of the bloodstream, maybe specific to proteins even, I don't know, the body finds it. It actually makes, I knew that it made molds to like destroy the impeding cells that are causing havoc on the body. But what I didn't know is that it actually makes these little molds and forms so it has the exact same shape as it, and then it actually practices on cells to make sure that it's getting the right process. So it actually makes cells specifically that'll be in the same shape as the antigen, and then it'll like practice without destroying the cell. So that's like incredible. It's like a training camp before actually going out to war, which is fucking bananas. Well, anyways, when you have a silly little protein, like the reason for the children, instance of type 1 diabetes, is that it doesn't digest fully in their stomach, so you get these proteins into your bloodstream, and that's not supposed to happen like that. So that's why it creates a very big issue. But so these antigens, start getting destroyed by these molds that are made because identify the shape of what the problem is, and then they make a mold, and then they like mass produce these things to make it so it fits exactly right, just to be able to kill the invader, right? But well, your autoimmune diseases come from the issue where you don't fully digest it, it gets in your bloodstream, and then wherever those things exist, they start attacking. So I don't know where the other ones are specifically, like lupus and all those other ones, but I know that with cow's milk, that fucks with the child's pancreas. So that's why I would imagine it's destroying the beta cells. I don't really know. But it prevents the ability to make insulin, so... Man, pretty wild shit, right? The more I'm looking into it, the more I'm realizing that I really need to avoid more of these products. You know, I was just literally slammed with shit tons of data about like how different meats and stuff are causing havoc. Now, I haven't seen anything specifically on chicken, and I don't know if lean meats are a big deal, or as much of a big deal. I know that animal protein in general is for the birds, but like your lean meats and stuff like that, or even like skim milks, what about that? You know, the protein's really not as prevalent inside of the skim milk, I don't believe, because I believe there's a fat and protein ratio. I don't know how much they're skimming out of it. Maybe that's something I should look into. I don't know. Pretty interesting though. So, I just want to share that. At this rate, just so you know like where I am with this whole project and stuff too, just so you know that I'm not completely changing the direction of this into just talking about random little clippets about health and so forth. I've had a hell of a time finishing the last little chapter of my book. So I'm constantly, I don't know. So the other day I was completely stuffed up. I'm a little stuffed up right now. I'm not gonna blow my nose on the camera. Fuck it. I was really stuffed up, you know, a combination of just shit. But that obviously makes my voice not sound as good on the recording, or doesn't have continuity, which is an issue. Which is for the birds. So I'm on the last 20 pages. Hopefully I can get that shit done relatively soon, and I can start going on more of an adventure like, hey, this is what I'm planning on doing, this is what we're doing, and now we're successful, and blah. But for right now, I'm doing a lot of writing with, at my work, and getting a lot of cool stuff, and studying for the next book. Cancer doesn't just fall out of the sky. So I want to make sure that I'm well educated and can provide the best thing I can with accurate studies. So that's what we got for now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.